Hey everybody, this is Dominic from NRL22. I'd like to welcome ZEISS as the official optic sponsor of the NRL22 for the 2025 season. ZEISS has been graciously enough to send us this amazing scope, which is the LRP S3 6-36 by 56. There are a lot of key features that us as competitors are looking for when wanting to purchase an optic. And I'm going to go over quite a few of these features for you. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the glass itself. The glass has got a hydrophobic coating on it that repels water, dust, and dirt, ensuring that you have a clear view of the target. Additionally, the magnification zoom indicator are white. They are very easily seen, and it comes with an actual throw lever, and you are able to put that in 3 different positions. And this is very helpful if you are a left-handed shooter or a right-handed shooter. Next, we're going to talk about the side parallax. The side parallax on this rifle is on the left-hand side. It's got a large knob, it's very smooth, and it parallaxes all the way down to 10 meters or approximately 11 yards, which is absolutely awesome because there are occasionally where in NRL22, we are engaging targets at 25 yards or under 50 yards where we typically are zeroed at. And having that parallax go all the way down to that where we can have a crystal clear image is an absolute game changer. Additionally, on the left-hand side, right where the side parallax knob is, you have a illumination knob. The illumination knob comes in 5 different intensity settings that is chosen by the competitor in either red or green, which is absolutely awesome because there are a few times where I've shot night matches where I really wish I had a green reticle versus a red reticle, as well as it having a daytime illumination allows you to use both reticles in either green or red during the daytime. And you can adjust the intensity level from, like I said, from intensity level 1 all the way into intensity level number 5. Next, we're going to talk about the elevation turret. The elevation turret boasts an amazing 32 mils. That's right, you heard that. 32 mils of total elevation. This rifle right here took me about 4 mils or so to get zeroed at 50 yards, and that's with a 30 MOA base rail. So I can easily dial to 350 to 400 yards without having to hold any type of holdovers. The turret itself is very audible, and it's very crisp when you are dialing, which is very important for us when we are engaging targets at multiple distances and we're wanting to dial them. It's bad when you are dialing and you don't feel those tactile clicks when you're dialing. So the ZEISS LRP S3 is absolutely amazing in that. Not only that, but since it has a total of 32 mils in total travel or total elevation, it provides a total of 10 mils per revolution. So in the rimfire community, that allows you plenty of dialing without ever having to worry about, hey, am I a full revolution off, or, am I dialing for the right distance? And what's great about this, it also provides a ballistic stop. The ballistic stop allows the rifle to be zeroed for whatever distance you need, and it always comes back to a true zero. And what's interesting about this ballistic stop is that you can actually set it to where it's a half mil under your zero for those shorter target engagements. And that's what I did on this one. I ended up setting my ballistic stop at exactly a half mil under my zero, because there are times, like I said, where we have to engage targets under 50 yards, and I'd rather dial for those, depending on the target size, versus just holding under. Next, we're going to talk about the Windage locking turret, which is located right here on the right-hand side. And what's a beauty about this thing, and very unique, that you don't really see in a lot of scopes, is that it prevents the competitor from actually accidentally turning this. So in order for you to do that, you actually have to pull out, turn it, and then when you're done, you just push the locking turret back in. There's been times where I've questioned whether I've accidentally bumped my windage, or if something happened and my windage is not set properly. This guarantees that it doesn't accidentally get bumped, because there's no way that this is going to get turned no matter what you do unless you pull it out and unlock it. Let's talk about the amazing reticle that ZEISS has developed specifically for the shooter in mind. In NRL22 and NRL22X, there are certain features we're looking for, not just in the external mechanics of the rifle scope, but also the reticle. The reticle has to be able to be easily seen, has to be clear, and I want to go over a lot of those features now. So it features a floating center dot that is small, but yet large enough for you to be easily seen on the target and to engage the target very precisely. Additionally, for the windage, you have a total of 8 mils left and 8 mils right with 0.2 subtensions. But at the 6 mil mark, all the way to 8 mil mark, provides a 0.1 subtension. And the reason why that's important or a helpful feature is that if you're at a, let's say, an NRL22X match and you are trying to see how wide a target is at, let's say, 256 yards, you can use those from 6 mils all the way to 8 mils, use those 0.1 subtensions to see exactly how wide the target is, which is pretty cool because if my Kestrel is saying, hey, you need to hold a half mil or you need to hold, 7/10 of wind, I can measure to see exactly how wide that target is. And that allows me to see, hey, am I coming off a plate or am I still remaining on plate? And to me, in my opinion, I think that's a really unique and awesome feature. Next, above the floating center dot, you have a total of 3 mils. And that allows you to do any type of hold unders. Me specifically, I love doing hold unders when it comes to NRL22. If I have a 3 target array, I will typically dial for the middle target, and I will do a hold under for the near target and do a hold over for the far target. And for the hold under, it has 0.2 subtensions as well. Now for the hold overs, you have a total of 12 mils, which is absolutely amazing. 12 mils, you can easily hold over beyond 250 yards. So not recommended, but if you needed to, you could. The hold over also features 0.2 subtensions, but what's unique about it is in the Christmas tree, there are little spaces for the windage. And those spaces represent 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, as well as 0.8 mil subtensions. And typically what we see in other scopes is there's a line on those subtensions. And depending on how small the target is or how far away the target is, those lines can sometimes obscure the actual target itself. Whereas with this reticle, those spaces actually allow you to clearly see the target, which is a pretty unique feature that I've never seen on a rifle scope before. Additionally, on the windage as well as the elevation, they have floating dots that represent 0.5 as well as 1.5 mils, which is pretty neat because if you are looking to just dial for your actual target distance and you need to hold a little bit of wind, you know exactly where your half mil is, you know where your 0.2s are, all the way out to 1.5 mil. So it's a very, very unique feature. So we talked about all the amazing features from the outside of the scope to the reticle. And in conclusion, the ZEISS LRP S3, 6 to 36 by 56 with the ZF-MRi, or if you wanted to go MOA, they are all amazing scopes. It is a phenomenal scope for NRL22 and NRL22X. It has all the features that many of us are looking for. So if you're in the market for getting a new rifle scope, I highly recommend you look at ZEISS's LRP S3. That's it for us guys here. This is Dominic from NRL22, and I'll see you guys at the range.